Welcome back to the Puck Bunker. I'm Rocco Zappia, joined as always by my co-host, the man who is skeptical that this next announcement may not work, Darren Boyce. And speaking of said announcement, we are going to run our very first contest on the Puck Bunker. I've got a beautiful, look at that, beautiful, you can't see it because of my shit camera, but beautiful Quinton Byfield Young Guns rookie card, professionally graded by PSA, graded 9, mint, 9 out of 10. I was going to get a 10, but, you know, we don't know if this is going to work yet. So we're going to start with a 9 this week and go from there. So if you want to win this Byfield rookie card, subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already. Share this episode to any of your social media platforms and drop a comment on this episode. Maybe someone you think we missed or someone you think we kind of got right on so far. So drop a comment below and you'll be automatically entered to win. I will take the shipping costs out of Darren Boyce's personal bank account and send this to you myself. If you're in the States and there's tariffs, I don't really fucking know because that's not our fault. So you're on your own there. But if you're in Canada, we're going to ship it for free. If you're in the States, we'll ship it free and you can pay the $5 for that. So yeah, let's get going. Topic today is our preseason. We can call it a ranking. We can call it a watch list. I'm hesitant to call it a ranking because the fact of the matter is this will not be accurate when the draft rolls around in June, nor will any draft list that you see out right now. However, we have seen enough to at least have a list of guys that are worth watching that we've started following and will likely be talked about here in the coming months. Darren, do you want to start it off? Let's start at the top. We're going to try and build a list here, which is kind of our thing. We like to try to do these live. We don't have the list made yet. We're going to try and do this on the spot and see if we can come to some sort of consensus. Darren, any nominations for first overall this year?
None off the top of my head.
No. Okay, it's a draft. It's clearly a draft lacking an elite first overall pick. There's this kid who just left the Western Hockey League, Gavin McKenna, who might be okay. Consensus here.
I think we can pencil. You know what? I talked about some potential flaws in the player before, but I think we can pencil him into the spot. I mean, he is far and away the best player in this draft, I believe.
I've come to the same conclusion. I reached that sometime in early 2022. But nothing's changed since then. It looks to be a runaway race here. At this point, there doesn't seem to be a serious contender to knock him out of the top spot. And that's not news to anybody. So let's fucking move on here. Who do you want at number 2, Boyce?
I mean, Keaton Verhoeff, I think, is the number 2. I think there's McKenna's in his own tier. I think Verhoeff's also in his own tier after McKenna. I think he's the number 2 guy. Just hard for me to see a team really turning that package down. I haven't seen any other of the 4, I haven't seen any D there on his level, really, and I haven't really seen the other forwards around him. They're all kind of wingers. I'm not sure. Again, if you can get a, top-end right-hand defenseman, I think you're going to be pretty happy at number 2.
Yeah, I mean, and then the thing with him is the floor is just so high. It would be extremely difficult for a team to pass this up for anything other than a number 1 center, which may or may not exist here in this draft class in terms of finding a true number 1 that you would typically see in the top 3, right? Yeah. So for me, I agree. Verhoeff would be second. Number 3, what are you thinking here? For me, I've got 2 guys, and it's Roobroeck and Stenberg, and I we're in September here. Not going to call that race or even necessarily call it a race, but for me right now, those are the next 2.
Those are also my next 2 guys. The the difference here is the size, and there is a potential for Roobroeck to play center, which we think. So, I mean,
I don't know if anyone else thinks that.
I mean, it's more of a possibility than I possibly. Anyway, I do like Roobroeck better as a player at this point, or at least as a prospect. I like the size and the skill potential. I think there's more. Like, obviously, this might take some more time to develop, I think, than Stenberg, but I do like the big body package with hands is really hard to turn down.
It is. However, and now I'm gonna preface this by saying I have Roobroeck 3 as well. So I'm just playing devil's advocate here for the sake of the discussion. If you look in the top 10 of drafts and you look where the miss is, it's often the big guy.
Yeah.
It's often the big guy. And it's not, now the thing is, it's not usually like complete whiff. The guy usually plays because he's big, but in terms of the pure upside, a lot of times you see bigger guys just dominate junior because of that and get drafted high because it's such a, like, oh my God, if this hits, like, look out Eric Lindros, you know what I mean? So, but not everyone is Eric Lindros. So that can be where teams overvalue things. And I think we're guilty maybe of overvaluing size as well. However, it's our show, so I think we agree that he's going to go third right now. But like, it is something to be cognizant of when you have a guy that's that big and can dominate with his size. Like, you have to. We're going to spend the whole season studying whether we think that's why he's dominant in junior, or if it's size and skill package that translates. Which, as of now, I'm leaning towards that.
Yeah, I also think it's noteworthy that after these first two guys, it's a little more open here. Like, I think guys can definitely move up into this spot. I like Verhoeff would really have to fall off to get caught by some of these other guys, in my opinion. And he'd have to struggle in college, to be honest, for that to happen. So I think after you get by the first two, I think then you might see some movement in these guys. And again, we're going to be pretty fluid with this. Like, it's very likely these guys all move around.
100%. Like, yes, this is our way too early. We hesitated almost even doing this because it's so early, but like, why not? It's fun. And TSN put their list out the other day, and that was fun to look at. And it was a little different than ours will end up being, I think. But it's the time of year, the season's starting, so why not? But you are right. Like, anything that we say here, like, if you're watching, like, you idiot, this guy's way too high, or you dumb, this guy's way too low. We're gonna have a whole year to get it right. Yeah. And anyways,
just like to advise, we did get most of it right last year. So
not this early, but we did.
Not this early, but at the end of the year,
and then it was pretty accurate.
We ultimately got there.
Number 5, like, I'm looking, for me, Belchetz here, and again, I'm coming back to the big guy with skill and betting on that, betting on the feet taking a step this year, which I think he showed a little bit at the Hlinka already, but pretty tough to, like, I mean, pretty tough to pass up that skill combination. We're very high on Roobroeck about it, and they're very, they have similar reading scouting reports.
I'm a 5th too. I've had some hesitations on him just with his consistency issues. Also, just in general, he's got kind of the big guy, not fully developed strength-wise thing going on where he, kind of falls down too much for me. But
yeah,
it did look like again, at the Hlinka, it did look like an improved player. So I do, and again, he's going to be playing on a wagon of a team this year.
Yeah.
So I could see him having a pretty big year. And again, I do like the player. I do like the package. If you see the improvement move, if you see improvement as the year goes on with him, this is a guy that can be a top 5 pick. Because again, teams are looking for these big kind of, he can be a hard player to play against. You're looking for those guys, especially, when you get later in playoff rounds. So he would be enticing. Again, I kind of what we talked about, like, not a center. I don't think, like, it's not.
No, I think this is a pure winger.
Exactly. So I mean, if someone has a good year, someone jumps up, maybe that's where you see someone pass him. But I mean, I think he looks to me like he's definitely going to, like, I think he's a top 10 pick, definitely a first rounder. So
who would you have sixth right now?
Well, this is where
we should probably say the team, since we're trying to introduce these guys for the season. That's Belchetz with the Windsor Spitfires.
Yeah.
Speaking of wagons of a team.
Roobroeck's with Niagara. Who's Stenberg play for again?
I'm going to let you try to pronounce it because it's always funny watching you try to say words in different languages.
Oh, God.
He's with Frölunda.
Is he with Frölunda?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so I like
I can say that one. It's like just Garden that I can't say.
Yeah, and any of their last names. Done.
Yeah. Okay. This is where things kind of get a little complicated for me because there's kind of a lump of guys here that I like.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that I like, but are also, I think, below these top five. Like, I think
I would say right now it's wide open kind of at this sort of. And obviously it's going to be at September, geez. But.
So the consensus here is usually, or from what I've seen, tends to be Tynan Lawrence and Viggo Bjorck on a lot of lists. That seems to be what they are around here. Not from what I've seen, not for me yet. So I would propose maybe a Chase Reid here. Or even, and again, I'm going to go high here on this guy. I think Oscar Hemming is really good. And I think he is comparable to Belchetz as a player from what I saw at the Holinka. And now, but he's ranked far lower on a lot of lists right now.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'll say this about Hemming, and I'm just going to say it because if we're talking about Hemming this year, it's not long before you say Suvanto as well, which is fine. I got a couple of guys that I think just need to be ahead of them right now because of body of work that we've seen, with the caveat that I absolutely see the upside that you're talking about, but it's too early for me for those. Like my next two right now would be Chase Reid and Tynan Lawrence.
So
and let me say this about Lawrence. He was phenomenal for Muskegon last year. They won the championship, and he was by all accounts their top player on that run. As an underage guy, that says a lot, I think. And he's also someone's going to take center high, and he's kind of the one that has the skill and IQ to maybe be a top 6 guy, and we'll get to Suvanto as well. But it's it's hard to rank guys that are just sort of emerging or based off one tournament off a guy that has a championship run leading the team as a 16-year-old under his belt already.
So are we okay with Reid 6th here then?
I mean, I've got Lawrence 6 and Reid 7, but I don't care enough to put up a fight, right? Like Reid's a right hand defenseman.
I think
excellent offensively.
Well, as a defenseman, I really haven't seen, again, you can include Verhoeff in that. I haven't, like, he runs a great power play. And he has some size and he can skate. And, like, again, he kind of got buried because he's playing with the Sioux last year. Still playing with the Sioux, but like, he had over a point per game. Like, that is noteworthy.
Dude,
like as a defenseman on not a good team and a team that didn't score a lot. So, I mean, a right-hand offensive defenseman who's bigger, like, again, he doesn't maybe play big, but he's a bigger guy who, like, this is a guy who, again, we talked about this guy could have 60, 70 points this year.
Yeah. And
like,
I do think you probably default to the center usually. But
right-hand D.
Oh, I know. But he needs to clean his defensive game up, I think, a little more than some other guys, which he can do. And I agree with you. He runs a phenomenal power play, probably as good as any. Well, maybe not quite anyone, but he runs a pretty damn good power play. I'll give him that. So those would be my next two. If you wanna put Reid first here, next time we tie, I'll put my guy ahead.
All right. Well, I can put Lawrence 7th because I had him like right after here anyway.
Yeah, so let's do that. Reid 6, Lawrence 7. Reid's with Sault Ste. Marie, Lawrence with Muskegon.
Still with Muskegon. Is he gonna move?
No.
Will he stay there all year?
He didn't want to go play in the queue, I don't think. So
here the year goes. Sorry, I might be guessing at things that might happen as the year goes on.
Well, I mean, to be seen. I think for right now, it looks like he wants to run it back with them and try to go back to back in the USHL. I think we're about to start having a lot of guys here that are all close. I'll say this.
So it's Hemming 8th then, because, and I'm going to make the argument here, he is a legitimate power forward. There is no one here who is a power forward.
I don't know about that.
Not like him.
There's a Czech guy who's pretty fucking good, Darren.
Doesn't shoot the puck like him.
Well, you didn't. Okay, but he can still be a power forward. Doesn't have to have an elite shot to still qualify.
But he's a power forward who can shoot the puck.
I don't disagree. Look, I like Carels here, but I have time for Hemming.
All right. Well, we're gonna do Hemming here.
Well, where do you have Carels?
I have him lower. Like I have him 14th.
14th.
Mm-hmm.
Are you fucked?
Well, listen to who my next couple of guys are.
He was Canada's best defenseman at the Lincoln. He's the only one who didn't fucking stink it up half the time.
That is true that he didn't stink.
He was fucking good, dude. He had one bad play against the whole tournament that he gave up a grade A chance and they buried on it.
I have him ranked as Canada's next best D. So,
yeah, he's got 20 plus minutes a night written all over him.
Look, he's not going to be an offensive guy.
Doesn't need to be. We're not talking.
And he's a left-hand shot. So he's fine, but he's not massive. He's not 6'5". Like he's not an elite skater. Like he's good. I get it. He's good. Yeah, he's a safe guy.
Yeah.
Is that a top 10 guy?
In September,
it could be. I mean, again, these guys are all going to be around the same spot here.
In September, it is.
Here are the guys here. Here are my next few guys here. Okay. We have your Czech winger, Katolicky, who I do like. Again, another power forward type.
He's sick.
Yeah, another power forward type. Like, I put Bjorck in this list. I have our Norwegian sick guy, which is Niklas Aaram-Olsen.
Okay. That guy is fucking nasty.
Guy's bananas how good that guy is.
He is my early riser. I don't know where he is on people's lists, but I didn't see him on TSN's top 16. And there's like
he has more talent. He has more talent. He has more talent than some.
Yeah, there's a guy I'm calling my shot on early. You want to go?
And then I have Suvanto, I have Carels, and I have Piiparinen. There we go.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, those are my next two forwards. Yeah, I guess I just have Carels ahead of them. Katolicky, Aaram-Olsen, and Bjorck are my next three forwards. And Carels is my next D.
The problem here is all these guys are wingers, right? Unless Suvanto. But again, like,
what kind of offense does Suvanto have? Do we know yet?
It's not that we don't know yet. It's this lack of center depth. You just spoke about.
We're doing Hemming at 8. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this. And just for the sake of it, I kind of want to put Bjorck outside the top 10 just because he's super fucking tiny and those guys always fall.
He doesn't play small though, but yeah, I understand. He's good though. Like he's a good player, and I really like how he's playing.
No kidding, he's good. He put up 2 points a game in his 16-year-old year or whatever crazy stats he did last year.
He's fascinating to me, that guy.
Well, I got to figure out a little more there, but for like this is going to sound crazy to most people, but I kind of have the Czech and Aaram-Olsen over him. But I almost think like that. I don't know if Katolicky has the offensive talent that Aaram-Olsen and Bjorck.
So that was the thing with Katolicky, is like there's a big winger, but he's a heavy winger. I don't like but he has, his hands aren't great. Like he's not a big time offensive guy to me. Like he's solid, but it's like I don't know if is that a first line talent. Like I'm not sure.
All right, you want to put Aaram-Olsen 9th?
Well, can we talk about Suvanto?
Well, for questioning Katolicky's offense, I have the same questions about Suvanto.
But Suvanto's shown me more offense.
Well, Katolicky hasn't played this year, so yeah.
Fair enough. But like what? Like
he's hurt.
True, that's fine. So what did we see from Suvanto though? It looked like he had offense when we watched him.
He does. I had never fucking heard of him before the tournament, Darren. It's lack of viewings more than anything. I know these other guys better, and that's part of why a September ranking is never going to be accurate.
This is why this is hilarious.
Yeah, but Darren, everyone's doing it. We got to get on board here. We're giving away a Byfield for fuck's sakes. Like, come on. Aaram-Olsen and Suvanto? Are we going to have like 3 guys in our top 10 that no one's even talking about yet?
So here's the question. What other centers are there? Like, who are the other centers that are in this draft that we have? Like
Palmer, I definitely don't think he has a ton of offensive upside.
Like
Edwards?
He's not a center.
Fitzy?
Yeah. Like, is that the next guy?
I don't know.
Like, they have the Russian kid, like that Fyodorov guy. He's smaller, though.
Fucking small, though.
Yeah. Like, Di Iorio's okay. Like, not, like there's a lack of center depth. Now, mind you, we're going to have to find some guys as the draft goes on, which we will.
So what are we doing here? Number 9.
Oh my God, I kind of want to put the Norwegian dude.
Yeah, me too. Let's do it. Let's call that shot. Why not? Aaram-Olsen 9th. It doesn't matter. It's September. We're going to be wrong anyways. But that's a guy that everyone needs to watch, which is the whole point of us doing this list, is go and watch this guy. Maybe let's feature him on an episode like really soon. Maybe our next prospect episode we can do him.
He had a hat trick the last game that I watched, and like he was doing some wild things out there.
His hands are filthy.
Yeah.
His hands are absolutely
and he's fast. Filthy. Like he's fast and he can play at speed, and he's like got good edge work.
Yeah.
It's based like I really liked Zarovsky last year. This guy's a much faster skater than him, and he can do it at speed. So I mean, he is it's Swedish J20. Like, I mean, he's a younger guy. Like, he's doing really well. So like I would put Suvanto 10 and then put
because he's center.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, then, he did show some pretty good offense in the Hlinka.
He did. Now, I mean, now is like again, you have Bjorck, Katolicky, and then your D, at least for me.
Yeah, I think Preston needs to go in there. But I like Carels better than both those guys. which is you're probably going to say is crazy, but
just I think it's like I would be fine with him over Katolicky. Like Bjorck is good, but it's the size thing's like really a problem.
But that's why he's out of the top 10.
Yeah.
So you want like he is the most talented guy here.
Yeah, by far, and he tries hard. Like he's not soft. Like he'll play.
Viggo Bjorck, number 11.
Yeah, he'll play.
In our official master list for the preseason rankings.
So if we put the Norwegian guy top 10,
he's sick. He's fucking sick.
He's what a wild take.
Well, every game I've watched him, which has not been a lot, it's been 3, but 3 times he's the best player.
Yeah.
So that's 3 for 3. So I'm gonna have to watch him 15 more times this year. But so far he's 3 for 3.
Oh no, you're gonna watch him too much. You're gonna find the flaws.
Well, that's kind of the point right now. And that's the thing. Right now some of these guys we're impressed with right now, we're gonna be ragging on later, and someone that we had completely overlooked is gonna be like, oh wow, how do we miss this guy?
It'll likely be me ragging on them too.
Yes, and also likely be you missing them. Okay, where are we? 12. Katolicky's hurt. I don't want to put him. I would want to put him yet. We're putting Carson Carels. I've had enough.
Okay,
I've had enough. Carels, 12.
Okay.
Do it all. Two-way guy, moves the puck well, skates well, thinks the game. He thinks the game extremely well, which is a differentiator for a defenseman. That's very, very helpful. Might be the most helpful trait in the as a D.
So okay, that's fine. So here's where we kind of get we still have Katolicky here, but now you have Piiparinen, you have Rudolph. I thought Gustafsson looked pretty decent at the Hlinka. Like, are we wanting to take a D here? And is the right shot better? Or are we looking again somewhere else here? And here's the thing. So I think Rudolph's a safer pick. But Piiparinen's the big body right-hand D who can play offense. But he's raw.
Rudolph has some fucking offense there, dude.
Yeah, he's raw. Yeah, Piiparinen's raw, though. Well, it's about how big is Rudolph, though?
Rudolph has fucking offense, man.
But how big is he, though?
6'2", 6'3"?
Like, that's the thing. I need to see how big he is now, because they're listing him like 6'1", 6'2". If he's 6'3", 6'4", then...
Well, he's 6'2". Says 188 centimeters here. That's 6'2". Fucking, he's big enough, dude. Skates well, moves the puck well. His shot's very good.
So let's put him 13 then. Do we put Piiparinen 14 then? The other right-hand D?
Yeah. Yeah. Piiparinen. He was great. He was great in the Hlinka. I hadn't watched him before. That was my first kind of look at him. And he stood out. You didn't have to kind of pay attention for him.
He has the ability to do a lot out there. He's a little more raw in his decision making, though. Like, you can tell, like, he needs to kind of harness it back a little bit. But the skill's there. Like, the skill level and the tools are there.
I love how picks 8 through 10, we just followed our whims there. That made me happy a little bit. Get those 3 guys in a row. So let's recap here where we're at so far, for our own sake as much as anything. McKenna at number 1, Verhoeff at 2, Ryan Roobroeck at 3, Ivar Stenberg 4, Ethan Belchetz at 5, Chase Reid 6, Ty Lawrence at 7. Our guys, Hemming, Aaram-Olsen, and Suvanto 8, 9, 10. The uber talented Bjorck at 11, musical genius Bjorck. Carson Carels at 12. Daxon Rudolph. We got Carson Christmas Carels and Daxon Rudolph the reindeer at 12 and 13. And Piiparinen at 14. I think that leaves us with some Swedes and Preston here.
What about your Katolicky?
He's hurt.
Okay.
I think it's based on what Nordmark and Hermansson have, and Preston have, like, their body of work so far is it's just more than his. But equally, I think if a guy's gonna rise up there, big guy that, you know, if the hands come along a little bit, he takes a step offensively. There's a guy that's maybe a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
If the offense doesn't come, you're maybe looking at an early second rounder.
So I don't have Nordmark here. I have him further down than you.
I know you do.
Yeah. I mean, I watched some of his J20 performances and they aren't.
Well, how much are we going to punish Preston here for a couple bad games? Because his offensive upside is fucking bananas. It's way better than almost everybody.
Can I just say, like, he was bad versus the United States. Like, he was bad. And now we know why he was sitting after rewatching the game.
Yes.
Like, because we were questioning, like, why is he sitting? And then you actually watch him back singularly. I realized why he was sitting. Like, it was kind of obvious.
Look, he's a small winger that's not the hardest to play against, and that's a guy that we usually hammer on. But he's just so skilled. He's so talented, man. He's so talented.
I mean, I like Hermansson better than him right now.
Honestly, I'm that's funny. I'm arguing for him, and I look at my list, and I've got the two Swedes ahead of him still, and Katolicky ahead of him.
So, like, we both have Hermansson and Katolicky ahead of him.
Okay, so let's go Hermansson because his body of work is stronger offensively and more recent, and he's not hurt. So for September, that's good enough to put him ahead of Katolicky.
There you go.
Who I think is probably the fourth guy on this list that you guys are like, who the fuck are you talking about? So watch him.
He's big.
We covered Hemming and Suvanto, so watch that episode because if you're just tuning in because you want to buy field card.
Also big
guys. So maybe next episode, let's do Aaram-Olsen and Katolicky. That'd be a fun one.
The random Euros. Yeah.
So Hermansson at 15 and Katolicky at 16.
Like, you can take Preston here. Like, he's gonna get points in junior. It just, his details need to improve.
I like Nordmark better.
I don't. I actually do like Preston better than Nordmark. There's effort with Preston. Like, Nordmark comes in and out of the play a lot. Preston's problem is an effort. I can live with that.
What do you think his issue is?
With Preston, he just tries too hard. Like, he's literally trying to do okay, going to do a basketball reference here. DeMar DeRozan in the playoffs. His problem was he was trying to do everything. Which, at least I can harness that back. Like, when I watch a guy who's kind of fading in and out of the play, like I've seen with Nordmark here lately, I'll take the guy who's at least trying.
Does Nordmark give you vibes of the guy that Vegas drafted, whose name I'm blanking on right now?
East Wozniak.
Yeah.
East Wozniak actually hits guys.
Well, he didn't produce like Hermansson did last year at the Holinka. That's for fucking sure. Or
like Hermansson. I'm talking about Nordmark.
Like Nordmark did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't. But, like, it's just, again, I'm watching the player outside of that tournament now. Like, we have access to it. I mean, his most recent games haven't been great.
So you want to do Preston 17, Nordmark 18?
I would like to present some other options than Nordmark.
Okay, so Preston at 17, we're good?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone you're about to say, small or no offense?
This guy isn't. Well, the second part maybe. So Malte Gustafsson is like I think he's a safe guy who will play. And you're getting later in the first round here.
I agree, but that guy typically goes between 20 and 40 as a defenseman.
Okay, so, like, what guys here would go ahead of him? Like, we have Villeneuve and Lynn, too small. Like, I like Edwards.
Well, okay.
Like,
So Villeneuve and Lynn, those are good ones to talk about because they are small, but they're fucking elite with the puck. Now, I have my question marks with both, and it's the exact same question marks you pretty much have with any small, flashy defenseman, is can he defend at the NHL level? Can he learn to defend good enough so that you can use him on the power play and let him rack up points? To be determined. I've seen people talking Ryan Lynn and comparing him to Zane Parekh. I think that's fucking insane.
that's
And
not true.
Not only do I think it's insane, I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair to Ryan Lynn to make that comparison. So I'd like to see that stop because Zane Parekh, well, I mean, look, that's just too much to put on a kid's shoulders what he did in junior and how he's tracking. So let's get away from that. And as for Villeneuve, reads very similar scouting report. His pucking, I think his offensive game is better than Lynn's, to be honest.
I think he's a better skater too.
So I would have him ahead of Lynn, but I would have Nordmark ahead of both of them because of the size and offensive upside. And not that those guys don't have offensive upside, but they're just there's more of a backup plan with a guy who has a little bit more height there. Not that he's huge, he's 6'1", but still.
I'm gonna present the Beckham Edwards argument here. Okay, he was good in the Holinka. He can score, and he can score with his shot, and he goes to greasy areas to score. Now he's not like a 6'4" winger, but he's big enough, and he can move out there. Like, I think there's time for him to be drafted. I think he's a first-round pick.
Yeah.
And again, I might be biased here because he's from the area, so obviously I've watched him play. But like I thought he deserved to play more in the Holinka. Every time he was out there, he was doing stuff. Like, he was actually doing positive things where some of these other guys were not. And I don't know why he didn't play more, but that's getting into another episode that we had. But nonetheless, I mean, it's just, I get why people like Nordmark, and he had a good Holinka.
He had a great Holinka.
He did, but he doesn't. He shies away from contact, man. Like, that's hard for me to really think that's a top 20 pick. And like, yes, he's really, like, he has good hands and he's a good playmaker, but he's not like Wayne Gretzky out there. Like, I don't think he's an elite playmaker. So like, can that survive?
Can shoot the puck, man.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, yeah. A winger. But again, a winger. Well, I think Edwards is a better goal scorer than him. They're both wingers. I like the way Edwards plays more than him.
I'm fine with putting them right one after the other, but again, body of work. I've seen more from Nordmark against the highest level of competition. And yes, Edwards didn't play enough. That's fine. But Nordmark played plenty, and all he did was fucking score.
Edwards scored like 25 goals last year as a 16-year-old. Like on a terrible team.
Yeah, that's pretty good, I suppose.
Like, with like no help. Like, they were young.
No, yeah, you're not wrong.
And like, he started, like, he was scoring from the hop. Like, again, I think he's undervalued a little bit. Like, he's not really talked about in these lists a lot. He's like,
okay, that's fine. You know what? That's fair. We like the guys that aren't always talked about. We like to call our shots. Boys, that's your guy so far. So let's go with Edwards at 19th overall.
Then put your guy 19th then.
I just put him for you, Edwards 19.
Yeah, put your guy 19th then.
I just put your guy 19th.
Your
Edwards.
guy.
I don't have a guy.
Nordmark. That's what you said.
Yeah, but Edwards is your guy. So let's.
Yeah.
Nordmark's a guy that I like, but he's not my guy. My guy is Aaram-Olsen. So I said we're putting him top 10.
I meant, yeah, I know that. But like, okay, at 19, like, these are the options they have, right? Like, again, it's the same. you're kind of getting into players now that might have some fun. Again, there's going to be people jump up here, by the way.
We're gonna be arguing a lot more furiously for guys for our guys later on. This is about as agreeable as you'll see the two of us when it comes to our rankings here with each other. So Edwards at 19, Nordmark at 20. We're gonna go with the two defensemen here back to back, Len and Villeneuve.
Well, Edwards is 18, so Nordmark is 19.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
So I mean, again, yeah, I guess like because all the kind of the forwards here after, I mean, I have questions on, or at least the guys I've seen so far. Like I have some questions on.
Yep, me too.
Like I don't mind. Okay, I'm gonna just name a couple of guys. I have to watch him more, but again, like
I don't know how much offensive upside I saw.
Yeah, like I don't know if he stands out to me here. Like the two most skilled guys here are the 2D. Like those are the two most that's the most offensive talent here left. Like unless you're like looking at a guy like Klepov or something, but I think he's more of a late first, early second type guy right now.
Yeah. And I mean, like these two guys here, similar, not too dissimilar profile from Cameron Reid. A little different, a little flat here, but
yeah.
But I mean, this is right around where he went, right?
It is, and Cam Reid improved a lot during the year too. Which
but this is a smaller defenseman,
yeah,
that is highly skilled. I don't know that they end up top 10 picks where they're currently projected by some people, but I'm comfortable with them enough to say that at this point they look like first rounders.
I'm gonna say this: like very few under 6 feet D. You have to be elite offensively to get drafted as under 6 foot D.
These guys are though.
They are, but I do like again. I think Lynn's a bit bigger than him.
Yeah, like both Hudson's and Seamus Casey went in the second round.
Yeah. Well, so let's say this: Lynn's right-handed and he's a bit bigger.
Okay, so Lynn 20.
Is that that's probably that's probably the tiebreaker there. So he's 20th, and then now we have a couple honorable mentions here.
Oh, Villeneuve's 21. He's the next guy for both of us, right?
All right, and then we'll just get a couple. So we have a top 21. Look at us.
We have a top 21.
All right, so you have a couple guys you want to mention here that you like.
Yeah. Okay. So there are a few guys
just to keep an eye
on. I think deserves honorable mention. Here. I think he is he's a candidate to move up if the offense pops a little bit because he does play a premium position. He does play center. And he had a good tournament. He had a good tournament along those other two guys there that we talked about earlier. So I think he deserves mention. A guy that we disagree on here, and I think has a chance now. I will say this, based on what I've seen so far, I think this guy could move significantly in the rankings either way, and that's Cooper Williams. I think there's a lot of offensive upside here. There's a lot of playmaking potential, and there's a very, very underdeveloped and raw package here. He's not the tallest, 5'11", not the shortest, good enough, 5'11", 6 foot. 68 kilos, whatever the fuck that is in pounds, it's not a lot. So he's small. He's like 155 pounds or something like that. 165 pounds. He's got a lot of room to fill out. And what happens when you have a guy who is so slippery and skilled? What happens when he fills out and he catches up developmentally wise to his peers? And I think this is a guy that if he's not talked about right now as a guy who could be a riser, I think there's a chance that he really goes on. He really gets hot offensively here this season and completely rips it up in the dub. Equally, it could go the other way and Romano was a guy like this for me last year, where I saw him pop early, and you saw the flash of offense, and I'm like, oh, this guy could move up, but it never really took off consistently for me. Ended up being a third rounder because he did still have so much, such good shooting ability, and there is some room to grow there with him. So I could see Williams going that way if things don't go well, but if things do go well for him, look for him to be a guy that's climbing the lists if his offense pops off.
Sorry, who was the first guy you mentioned? I missed who you said.
Holmertz.
Oh, Holmertz. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He had a good tournament. He had a good link up.
Like we'd have to put him 22.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I mean, so my guys out here again, I mentioned them already. Like Malte Gustafsson, I think is probably some guy who goes around the late 20s here. I mean, this screams like a late first rounder to me. Looks like a guy who will play. He's not really an offensive guy, does some stuff well, pretty big guy, good physicality, does the simple things well, left-hand shot though. So, I mean, he's not going to go as higher just because of the, if he was a right-hand shot, he'd probably ranked higher. I mean, I think that's probably a guy we could see in the first round here or early second. And that's just the type of guy we'll see. One guy I do want to keep an eye on as the year goes on though. Again, I'm going to go back to the Sarnia Sting. No Sarnia Sting slander here. Go Sting, go. Again, Alessandro Di Iorio. And Sarnia should be better this year, but they're still going to have to play teams that are tougher than them. I'm really interested in how, and again, I have Edwards fairly high. Di Iorio is a very smart player. He's a good centerman, and he does a lot of things really well. The thing with him is if the offense, like his is the offense. Like if he
can shoot the puck.
Yes, but he's going to be put in a position with Sarnia where he can get a lot of points. And if he has a really good year with them, like I can see him, and again, there's a lack of center depth, and he would project as kind of a good two-way centerman. I don't think he's going to be a first-line centerman, but I mean, again, if we're looking into the later first round, like that's a guy that teams would be interested in. So I mean, that's a guy that I have some time for. I do like the way he plays, but he plays wing too. I mean, I think he is a centerman though, so he interests me. Like again, and I'm just going to go back to the Finland thing. Like again, Vanhatalo's another big winger who is pretty hard to play against. Like he works hard and he finishes a check. Do I think he has the offensive ability of having? No, I don't. When you watch him kind of singularly, but he's a really good kind of play connector. Like he does a lot of things on a line if you have some good players with him. So I think that might be a guy to, again, depending on how these world tournaments go, like that's a guy to, like, again, he had a good Holinka. So he has, like, again, there's a name there now because they saw him, just like Suvanto, right? So, I mean, I do wonder too if he's a guy could jump up a little bit.
Three guys we haven't mentioned. You mentioned one guy. You mentioned Klepov.
Yeah.
Brooks Rogowski, Darren.
Yeah. And again, big centerman.
And Hextall.
Yeah.
So Rogowski, Klepov, and Hextall, all three of them were fucking fantastic for the Americans. And here we are disrespecting their names. I think they belong as early first round candidates. All three of them.
Absolutely. Like Klepov's a guy who could get a bunch of points with Saginaw. Like he could pile up points. Like he's going to get some. I think he'll have a pretty good year offensively. Be a good power play guy. It's what the 5-on-5's like with him.
So who do we say? Holmertz, Williams, Gustafsson, Di Iorio, Rogowski, Klepov, Hextall. You mentioned, who were you talking about right before?
Vanhatalo,
yeah.
So those are honorable mentions.
29, Darren. Can we get three more guys? Let's get to 32. Why not? Brady Wasselin, right. Adam Novotny would be worth looking at here. Victor Fyodorov, Lars Steiner.
I like Fyodorov's but again, he's small. Works hard though. He's actually kind of a hard player to play against, even though he's small, kind of like Bjorck is. But
I think
again, it's just,
Novotny's got a pretty damn good chance to play as
he
well.
does, yeah. Yeah.
One more guy. You got a goalie that you like so far?
No.
No,
Not really. There's apparently a Russian guy who's good though. I have to look him up still.
Russian goalie?
Yeah. I don't even know his name. I just saw him being bandied about on Twitter and I wrote it down, but I haven't looked at him.
That's not like you to like a Russian goalie.
No. I mean, before we go, I can give you just a couple, people call me the homer here for the London Knights. Watch out for Logan Howry. And I think it's Jackson Cover. Those are two guys that are kind of undervalued this year. They didn't play a lot last year with London. They're going to get a lot of ice time this year. I think those guys will have good years and they're draft eligible. So just have an eye on them.
You know what? Darren, we're going to stop at 31. We're going to stop at 31 because that's how many first-round picks exist in the 2026 NHL Draft because your bonehead Ottawa Senators can't get out of their own fucking way, and they have to forfeit their pick. So there we go. We've got 22 of them ranked and 9 more honorable mentions here. So that's our there we go. We did a full first round. That's our preseason first round. So let's see. We'll keep track of that. Let's see how many of these guys actually end up first rounders in June. I'm going to put the over under at 19.5. That'd be pretty accurate if we got 19 out of 31.
Vegas line.
Yeah, why not? One more time, I'll mention this. Giving away a graded Quinton Byfield Young Guns rookie card. You can't see it again. My camera's shipped, but we will send it to you. Follow our channel on YouTube. Share this episode to any of your social media platforms. Drop us a comment. Who did we miss? Who's too high? Who's too low? Anything really?
Who's good? Who sucks?
Us. We suck, but that's okay. You'll be automatically entered to win. We'll pick someone randomly, and we'll announce this maybe in a week. That sounds about right to me. So, boys, thanks for your time. Thank you for indulging me in this. I'm kind of happy with how it turned out, but we have a lot of hockey left to watch. It's just getting started, but the off season's officially over. Thank God, because I don't like off seasons. Hockey season is much better. I'm excited. The CHL is officially back this week. Looking forward to it. Boys, thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time.